This is Eric Mother with Mother.com. Now, about 1 year ago, I got this in my email. Somebody was highlighting a stock that was breaking out. It's a color print, a stock that trades in the Indian market. And what they were showing me is that the stock was breaking out, as you can see from this wedge. And of course, when you see a stock breaking out of a wedge, the indication is that this is a quality entry. So somehow I missed the email, so I just happened to see it. Now, of course, this is 1 year later, and I just want to show you what the charts did look like at the time. So this is the same view, about 3 months of daily data. Personally, I think it is too narrow of a time frame, but that's fine. This is what it looked like. And of course, this is a breakout, right? It is also a breakout if you take this daily closing high. So we can see it also cleared that level there. So a wedge breakout and a price breakout to new daily highs. Now, of course, after the breakout here, one thing we would be looking at the time was this level here. We would want the stock to move above 69.1. We also know that failure to move above 69.1 would be bearish. And we also know that if the stock is unable to hold above the prior daily closing high, that becomes a sell signal. All right. Again, two things. If you own the stock during the breakout, you want to see improvement in prices well above the previous buy point on a daily breakout level. You also want to make sure that the stock is trading above 69.1 for a sign of power. Let's see what happened a couple days later. Before we do, this is now a 1 year daily view for the same chart. One thing I would be watching for here is a possibility of a backtest failure based on this line here. If this failed, then that would suggest that this would not work out. In other words, a confirmed resistance here would be bearish, irrespective of the breakout, whether you're looking at this from a price breakout, which would be here. All right, let's see what happened a couple days later. So a couple of days later, notice what happened here is, number one, we have a failed daily breakout. Number two, we have the breakout from the wedge formation has failed. So again, there was a wedge. Whoops. So there's a wedge here. Looks messy, but I'm just trying to show the wedge. In other words, what happened here is we broke out. We've come all the way and back into the wedge. That's a failed wedge breakout, another red flag. We have RSI 69.1 rejection. In other words, it tried to move above 69.1, did not even get there, and was rejected around that level. That's another red flag. Recall also the backtest line that I was talking about. Remember, this line gave us this break of that high here and was resistance here for the highs there, and again turned out to be resistance during the highs right there. So that was another red flag. So clearly, we take out all this. By the time we have failed breakouts, there was a lot of things going on here suggesting that this was a busted trade, time to get out. By getting out during this failed breakout and a trap, we would have avoided this massive plunge. If we take a look at this 2-year weekly chart, we can see a failed breakout attempt here. It never closes above the prior weekly closing high here. Failure to break out was another red flag, and also RSI 69.1 double top rejection before this massive plunge. Eric Mother with Mother.com. As always, good luck, peace, and blessings. E-A-C-S.